How do you do, sports fan? This is Leo Cloutier with Malice Toward None. It's indeed a pleasure to be here at Fenway Park tonight to have as our guest one of the top managers in Major League Baseball with the Texas Rangers. I'd like to welcome to our show Frank Lucchesi. Welcome, Frank.
Thanks for that compliment. It's a nice way to start.
Frank, you've got a nice young ball club. You've got some great young talent. One fellow in particular whom I've watched closely for the last few years, he broke in, I think, in 1971, and he has become a mainstay. He rates with the best in the game today, and I'm talking about Toby Harrah.
Well, you know, you just can't say enough about Toby because he can beat you a lot of ways with his fielding, his throwing, his base running, his power. And, of course, it's very unusual if you check it. Toby Harrah is sort of a class by himself because I think there's not too many shortstops that can hit in the fourth spot.
It's so true. And then you've got, of course, other youngsters. You take this young Jeff Burroughs. I saw him when he broke in under Ted Williams. He was only 18 years old. He's blossomed out into one of the top sluggers in baseball.
Well, that's right. You mentioned young talent. It is a young ball club. The club that is playing every day is a young ball club. And one of the biggest things you must have, and I believe I have that, the good Lord has given me that, a lot of patience with young ball players. We have most of the experience on the pitching staff and the stabilizers backing up the young kids.
You haven't made any serious trades, so to speak, except for the acquisition. Well, you did acquire Gaylord Perry, but you also traded Ferguson Jenkins. So do you think that you strengthened a great deal as a result of trades during the winter season?
Well, I think we have. First of all, the Jenkins deal, I think, is a real good trade for both ball clubs. And we picked up, I think, a sleeper in Steve Barr. That's the way I feel about it. I started him against Oakland, and he beat Oakland. And he eventually is going to get in starting rotation. So it was a good trade for both ball clubs. Then getting back to the other trades, Singer and Nellie Bryles have turned out to be pluses.
That's tremendous. You have another youngster. They're all youngsters, including yourself. Mike Grove, for instance, at first base now, who came up comparatively unknown, won the American League Rookie of the Year, batted 323 the first year, 302 or 3 last year, and this is his third year. Now, there's a youngster who has blossomed out in a hurry.
Well, I'm glad you brought Mike Hargrove's name up because all the years I've managed, minor leagues and big leagues, he's about the best hitter that I've ever managed. And there's only one other ball player that's in that category, but he was more of a power hitter, and that's Richie Allen.
Is that so? That speaks very well for that youngster. Apparently, these fellows we happen to mention right now are here to stay for a long while. Another young man, well, just looking at him warming up now, who didn't seem to blossom out in a hurry, but finally he's become to be a home run hitter and a clutch hitter for you. I'm talking about young Grieve.
Well, you know, I guess you read the papers that when I took over this ball club, the first move I made was to insert Tommy Grieve in the lineup somehow, somewhere, because I figured he was a victim of circumstances for 2 or 3 years. And thank God it turned out real good, and he double repaid me for the type of baseball he's been playing.
Frank, it's been a pleasure talking to you here today, and I certainly want to take this occasion to wish you worlds of luck. I hope you win that divisional title, that pennant, and that World Series championship.
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Frank. This was an interview with Frank Lucchesi, the manager of the Texas Rangers, and this brings us to the end of With Malice Toward None for today. Until tomorrow at the same time, from Fenway Park, Leo Cloutier, good day.
Brought to you by Poster Fix, where we bring your vintage posters back to life. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more classic sports interviews from Leo Cloutier with Malice Toward None.